Hi, I'm Trapti. Today I'm going to show you how to create this layered panel animation, which scrolls horizontally, and it's done only by CSS. Now it is possible to do these kind of animation using CSS. It's so amazing. There is some restrictions to it, like now we can do it only in Chromium browsers, but soon this will be available in most of the browsers. So yay. I got inspired to create this using, I saw this kind of a sleek animation in GreenSock. I'll share that demo somewhere here. And that animation is so sleek and so nice. And, it looks just amazing. And I thought, let me just try to recreate this in CSS. I couldn't do the exact same thing, but I tried to do as much as I can, and I think it's looking nice. So yeah, let's see. Created a basic skeleton where I have added the images and text, and this is just a common header over there. And I added a basic styling to it. And as and when I create, I'll be adding more styling. So let's see. Before further like going into this creating this video, this demo, I want to explain the concept. For that purpose, I created an image where I'll be explaining how I created this. And here I have created a basic diagram of how we have structured the layout. In any animation, to do it well, it is very, very important to structure things well and to understand with how we have structured our divs, and how it flows and their content, and their scrolls and everything. So I have already added all the structure, HTML structure in the codependent demo. Okay, so here I have a viewport. I have described it as a black color. The sizes are a little varying. This is actually everything is full viewports, right? It was just to make you see the colors properly, and I have made it a little shorter. And then we have the first container which we have is a panel container, which actually is has a width which is larger than all the three panels which are inside. All the three panels are the images, background images, and they are all full width, full height. Okay, and I have also mentioned the description. I will attach these in my blog. And on top of that, and this parent container, right, which is a panel container, is responsible for making these three go side by side in a horizontal. And if you're aware about flex, then they are flex direction row. Okay, this is done by the parent container because we want this animation to move horizontally from. So what we'll be doing is we'll move this image to, which is a panel, second panel, horizontal towards left side, this side on top of it, and third panel on top of the first panel, right? Before it, we need a container to make it, this entire container, sticky. Okay, so for just all that purpose, I have added a sticky container with full viewport height and width, and it has a position sticky into it. Okay, and since I wanted to give a height to this container, because I want the scroller to be vertical, but our panel should move horizontal. I do not like when the scroller is also horizontal and panels also move horizontally. I somehow like the scroller vertically. So for that reason, I have added a bigger container, which will be the outermost container where I'll be defining the height of the container, and this height can be more than 100 viewport, and that can be anything, right? The more the height, the faster the scroll will be. Sorry, more the height, the lesser the scroll speed will be. We'll see in the demo, but this is how basic structure looks like. Okay, let's move to demo. So first we need to make this panel, these individual panels, 100% height, 100% width, and make this text center. Okay, so I'll just copy these styles and paste it here. This is not required. I have already added them. So this will be 100% with 100% height, and I added will transform because we will be using transform to scroll, and then this will just center align the text which we have. Right. Along with this, I'll also add the panel containers CSS, which is again panel container will have display flag so that all the three images or panels are horizontally aligned. And I have given extra width, max width to 350 Vmax. Generally, all the three panels will be mostly like 300 VW, but I have given something extra. And height is full height. uh, that is there, and let's see what it does. Okay, so now we have this, and you have scroll bar left side, sorry, y-axis and x-axis, and you have these three panels range, and there is extra space because we have given extra width. Okay, now we'll make the container, which the sticky container, right? We need to make that. So here I have already added the markup. We have this pin wrap sticky container. I will add a class to it, which is, sorry, style to it. So this particular container will have 100 full width, full height, and position is sticky top 0. Now what we will do is what we want actually is to hide this horizontal scroll and have something vertically scrolling. So if I scroll vertically, it should actually move this side, right? That is what I want. So let's give height to our section. So I gave height 200 ph and overflow X clip because I don't want to see any horizontal scroll bar. And what this height will do is it will give a speed to your scroll. Like the lesser the height, the more the faster the scroll, more the height, slower the scroll. So let's see what it does to our pen. And here, as you can see, we have a vertical scroll, but we don't have a horizontal scroll, and this is as it is. Now we will add the animation to it. And the keyframes to move the panels on the left. I'll just show you a little demonstration of panel moving. I'll add a transform translate in this panel, and we don't need y because we are moving it horizontally, and since we are moving in the left side, I'm going to give it a minus width. Okay. Oh, sorry. This I gave it in the first panel. My bad. First panel will be as it is, and second panel should move, right? So see, as you can see, the second panel has taken it over. So it will be moving like this from 0 to 100, like this. Similarly, the third panel and fourth panel and fifth panel, how much panel you have, we will move it like that. Make this transform in a keyframes and attach an animation to these panels. So here I have already added. So this is simple keyframes. This keyframe is move second panel with 200 width, and third panel to 200 width from its original position. And I have attached these keyframes to the second panel and third panel. There is no duration to these animation because I'll be attaching an animation timeline scroll. This will be triggered by the scroll, so we don't need actually duration. Easing I have given linear, and fill mode I have given both. Linear and both actually works well with the when you're trying to do a scroll because it looks neater. Okay, first let's see whether this works. Yeah, this works. So our last animation moved, and this is the third panel. So let's just quickly add animation on scroll. Animation timeline scroll. So by default, if you don't provide any access, or you can provide actually here access and the scroller to so here if you don't provide anything, it takes the nearest ancestor. You can read more about it in the MDN blogs. And similarly, I will attach the third panel as well here. Now the important bit here is to when we want to trigger the second panel and when we want to trigger the third panel, right? This will decide based on the scroll positions, and we can define it using animation range start and range end. But first let's see without adding a range how it looks like. Now as you can see, it's both the animations are moving together, but what we want is ki first panel comes, sorry, second panel comes, and then third panel comes, right? So all we can actually manage it. We can actually arrange it using your range values, right? So I'll just select the second panel, and it will just pick the second panel's start range. So start range and end range. So I want to start second panel at 0% and end it to 50%. Okay. Similarly, since third panel is my ending one, I'll start at 50 and end it 100. Okay. And let's see. Perfect. This is 0. This is second panel moving, ends, and third panel starts and it ends. So I'll just quickly put these values here. You can use sort end as well as range start and range end individually. So now we have attached the range as well. This works. The second panel and the third panel, right? The text animation will be animating this text from bottom to up. This character will move slide up, and initially it will be hidden, and then it will as soon as it reaches this original position, it will be visible, and we'll be triggering it on scroll. But first let's see normally. So I have already added a keyframe. It's very simple and basic, where the 0% where I have added opacity 0 to fade it, and then transform 150%. How much ever down you want to make it, you need to add that value over here. And on 100%, I want to make it appear it fully, and then at its original position. Okay. Now let's move. Let's first add this particular keyframe to our first panel. So this animation will be added individually for the hands. I have used for loop for it's from CSS. You can check that out, and I have added, like, I will run this loop for 11 times because our first panel, which is this, has around 11 characters, and since I wanted to target these characters individually, I have added it in a separate span and not as a single word. For accessibility purpose, you might have to tweak this a little bit to make it accessible, but I'm not covering that as part of this. Okay. So here it is. Now first panel, I have H2 and I have target this span. And I'm doing an nth child with 1 and plus 1, which basically targets one character at a time in a sequence. Okay, so I added animation here. And this is the keyframe, and this is the 1 second duration for each particular character to move up. And the next character followed by the previous character will be delayed by 0.2 second. I have also multiplied it by the variable we have. Ease out both, just a normal setup. Okay, let's see how this gives us the result. As you can see, it's moving perfectly fine. And the similar animation will be doing for all the panels. So second panel has 15 and third panel has 20th. So that purpose I did it separately. Otherwise, we could have done it in a single shot. Now the important thing here, the animation setup is same. The important thing is the scroll. We need to attach it to the scroll. Okay. So what we need to understand here is that our first panel, our second panel, which triggers like this image, right? Like this image, this triggers from 0 to 50%. So the text of that should also be in between that range, so that when this starts moving, our text also starts showing up. So we need to manage that percentage, but it should be in between 0 to 50%. So what I want is, I want to start it after some time, like this, like after some 20% or something like that, right? So that some part of this particular panel is visible, and then start showing the text. Similarly, for for the third panel starts from 50 to 100%, right? So the text animations range should also be in between 50 to 100%. So we need to keep that in mind, because our scroller is one, which runs from 0 to 100%. Now, in that particular scroll, how we want to attach, how many animations we want to attach, where we want to attach, that is described by the animation range, whatever you want to provide for each animation, right? So for the second panel, I gave start as 25%, right? And I've also given a variable which is adding to this 25%. So what it will do is, as soon as this second panel starts 25, suppose this is 25%, this will move, okay? And since I want to add a delay to the second character, as soon as as the user starts scrolling, along with it only I want to move the characters, and not on its own. Hence I have added this variable which will be adding to each character at character start. So first character will start at 25%, second at 26%, 27%, like that, and go on. Similarly with the end. And same thing with the third panel. Okay. So here I have started with 80%, and I'm adding it one after the other. So I have added one. So 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, so on. If we check now, this runs on its own on the page load. And as soon as I start scrolling, this must be some 25%. You see, as I'm scrolling, this is moving, coming up, coming down, like that. So I want it to be completely controlled by the scroll. Hence that range I had to add. And now the third one. So this started showing up around 80%, and completed it in 100%. So yeah, that's it. This is done now. um, the other thing I want to talk about is, this is a horizontal scroll. Um, and if we want, like I did in the previous showcase I showed you, there was no scroll bar, right? There's nothing visible here, and I was moving. So that you can do, even though that's not a recommended thing, but just to show I did it, I'll show you over here. You can use this particular, set. I'll add it in setup. So I also actually looked it up for to hide this, and for different browser, this is what you need to do in order to hide it. And yeah, now there is no scroll bar visible, but still you can scroll, and this should work as it is. How amazing it is looking. And yeah, that's it. We have done our horizontal layered panel animation. Now what I want to do next is to be able to add a snap to it. I'll add it and create a separate video. And other tweak I want, I already created a demo for it for the vertical scrolling, similar thing, but in a vertical scroll where panels will move vertically. It's not very different than this, but anyways, this video was very long, so I am cutting short here, and I'll create a separate video for it. But you can check out my code pen, and you might find the vertical demo as well. And I'll try to create a video on that as well if I get time. And if you like this video, and if you have some feedbacks, please comment below. I would love to hear. I created this video in a little bit of a rush, so my editing is not great, but please bear with me. I'm pretty new to these things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.